everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the vlog. So in today's episode we've got a little bit of a chat that we're going to have. I am getting rid of a couple of cars. In fact, one of those cars have gone, and I've got two other cars to get rid of as well, and we're going to talk about those. And then of course we're going to talk about the winter project. Around about this time of the year we start to plan and purchase or look to buy my next project, which takes us over the winter and into the next year. And you'll be pleased to know that I have secured my winter project, and hopefully it should be here sometime next week. So I'm not going to reveal that in this episode unless of course you're a Patreon, then you already know what that winter project is. But we're going to talk about some of the projects that we've done, and also I've got something that I need to do on the S3 that's been long overdue, and there's no reason why it's taking me so long. It just needs to be done. So let's crack on and talk about what we need to do. So let's talk about my first car. So the Q5 I bought in the summer, and I have been daily in this car for a little while, and this is a really nice car. It drives very well, goes very well as well, and it's been a good car to have, but I'm slightly bored of it now, so it's time for it to go. It was only going to be a stopgap, and originally I was going to hold it until the winter had ended, so January time, then sell it. But I'm thinking that now is a good time to get rid of it. Now that it's all completed, everything is done that I want to do on it. I was going to do the front grille on there. If you see the grille, it's got the standard grille, put an aggressive RS grille on there, but I've decided not to do that now. I'm just going to let it go, and only because, well, I think it will find itself a new owner and they will enjoy it, and it's designed for a family, and my family's all grown up, so it makes sense to let this car go off to a new home where it will find good use. But it is a great car. It's a nice comfortable car to drive, but I'm used to a more dynamic handling car, and we were talking about lowering the suspension, but I've decided against that. It's just not cost effective to do so for a vehicle that I'm not going to keep. Although I do love these wheels now that they're being refurbed. They really have come out really well. Car actually needs a bit of a wash as well, because like I said, I've been daily in the car. But yeah, it's been a nice little project to have, very quick one. Now it's time to move it on. So let's take a look at the next car. Now the next car is a bit of a surprise because you haven't seen this car for a little while. This is my son's car, or was his car. I've bought it off him because the van that we had recently, that was actually his van that we were doing up. So he now has his own business, and as a result of that I bought his car off him because he doesn't use this car anymore, and so now this car is up for sale. And I must say, this car is really nice to drive. It is well, what can I say? It's a brilliant little car. It has absolutely no damage on it whatsoever after it's been repaired. This is a repaired car, or as you can imagine, it was a Cat S. The damage was in the back, but that's been done perfectly. Now it's up on eBay. I think I've put it up for about $2,750, but for a car of this age it's worth a lot more. Well, I say it's worth a lot more. It's a salvage car, so it's worth for what it is, but the interior on this car is absolutely immaculate, and this car has only done 30,000 miles. So in terms of mileage, it's got a lot of wear and tear in it still. So it's really, and it's his pride and joy. He's kept it really nice and clean as well, so I hardly had to do anything on it. So if anyone's interested in a Seat Me, and this is the i-Tech model, so it comes with a little sat nav that goes into the dashboard, and that's with this car as well. You're more than welcome to hook me up and or look at it on eBay, or just send me a message and we will see what we can do. But this car is ready to be sold, and yeah, ready to go. Now the next car, as you can see, the Abarth is gone. I sold the Abarth. That went really quickly actually. Took literally a few days to go. And I think that was the saddest of all the cars that I got rid of last week, because that was a car that I really enjoyed driving. It was a real fun car to have, but I just felt that I just wasn't using it a lot. In the last year, I've done maybe 100 miles in it, 125 miles in it, which is not a lot. So I put it up for sale just to see what would happen, and literally within 3 days it went for the asking price. So although I'm pretty pleased, because selling that car is what's funding the new car that's coming along, it's sad that I've now got no bath, but I will get another one soon. And that kind of gives you a little bit of a clue that the new car is not an Abarth. So what is a new car? Well, you just have to wait and see, of course. Unless you're a patron, then you know already. But it's going to take us a little while to get that car sorted. And it's not because it's badly damaged. It is a damaged car, and when I reveal where I got the car from, you're not going to find out today. You'll be surprised, because I haven't got it from Copart, neither have I got it from any other auction house. But yeah, it's going to take a little bit to do up, though not as bad as the S3. Now the S3 isn't here, it's out and about. When it comes back, we need to do some work on it, and that car is definitely not going, because that is my pride and joy and will always be here for, well, a long time. So yeah, that car is definitely not going. Anyway, let me show you what I need to do on the S3. Okay, so as you can see, we have got a new airbox and all the air components for the S3. The airbox I bought from eBay. It was nice and cheap. Now normally these go on eBay for around 90 quid, or at least that's the ones that I've been seeing. So I've been sort of waiting a while until one came up which was reasonably priced, and this one came up. It was around 45 quid for the complete unit. Now the one that I've got in the car at the moment is broken, and what I've done is I've done a temporary repair, because the plastic in the back here is all smashed, and down below it's all smashed as well. And I toyed with the idea of getting a aftermarket box, but decided to go with the OEM because this was nice and quiet in the car. And the S3 is quite a nice car to drive, but I don't want it to be a hooligan car. So with the broken airbox on the car at the moment, you can hear the car sucking the air in, and I wanted to just get rid of that noise, because that car, I take it for long distance. I took it down to Cornwall a few weeks back for a mini break, and you can really hear it sucking, and it just gets a bit annoying after a while. So I decided, right, let's get that sorted. We'll replace it with the proper one. So that's what we've got there. This is the original top box. So this is the air intake. Again, it is a little restrictive in comparison to an aftermarket one, but it's drawing cold air into the car direct. I bought this brand new from Audi. It was literally £30 for the whole lot. These on eBay go for more. I don't understand whether Audi have changed their pricing policy, or because it's VW shared components that the prices are more reasonable. But even with that, Audi often put a premium on there, or they used to in the past. Not so anymore. These were cheaper to buy brand new than they were on eBay, so it made sense to just buy that. So we're going to fit these to the car now, and then that will complete the airbox assembly. And sometimes you do have these little snagging jobs to do, but as long as they're not causing any performance issue, and although this was causing a slight performance issue, because I'm going to fit a K&N filter onto this as well, which is going to be better than the standard one in there. It was just a case of waiting for the right component at the right price to come up. So it's here now, let's get it fitted to the car. Okay, so here's the original filter that's in place. As you can see, lots of pieces missing. So the front here is all missing, underneath there is broken. You'll see it when we take it apart. But the one thing that no one has seen is the fact that the back here has been repaired. Again, when I take it apart, you'll see how bad this is. So let's get this out of the car, and then we can get the new one in. Right, so first of all, you can see the bottom. This is the original one that came with the car, and as you can see, absolutely destroyed. We were using it because obviously it was still protecting the car, because here's the top, and the top is sealed, but as you can see I've had to weld the inside just to make sure that there's no air coming in. So this was working fine, but obviously it was only temporary. Now we've got our replacement, we can now put that in to place. So let's do that right now. Okay, so for our air filter, we've got our K&N filter here, and you can see now how superior this is in comparison to the paper cartridge style ones. Now this one is not too bad, it's not so dirty, but you can see how restrictive that is. Just look at the thickness in comparison. There's your K&N one, that's how thick that is, and here's your cartridge, paper cartridge. You can see the difference there, it's so much bigger. And of course this is cleanable and has more air to flow through. So yes, it's more restrictive than having a charge filter, but it's certainly a lot more quieter, which is what we want. So that just goes into place like that, and that is it. It is in. So now we're going to put the top in. We're going to put the old vacuum pipe back in as well, which is important, and then we'll get it back in. Very simple job really. Okay, so our filter is in, so now we need to put in our filter airflow. So this is going to direct cold air from the bonnet here, not from the bonnet, from the grille, straight into our air filter. So it's got a cold charge flow of air coming through. You can see that we've got our intake here, which wasn't here originally from the old one because it's all busted up. So now let's get this, put it into place, and then we can continue with our installation. And that is it, all complete, all back in place. Now it's starting to rain heavy, so let's close up this bonnet and we can deem this job completed. So just taking the S3 for a test drive, it sounds so much more better, and that hissing noise is now gone, which is the airflow going through the car. And actually it responded a little better with the K&N filter as well, so that's another job ticked off the list there. I've got a couple of other jobs needing to be done on the S3, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this content. It's a little bit different to what we normally do, because normally we're taking cars to pieces, etc. But we are in the middle of builds, and like I said, hopefully this car will go over the next few days. I've got a few people who are interested in it, and I'm just corresponding with those. So once they have gone through the motions and the haggling, etc., hopefully it will go. But the new car will be arriving this week, but it may be a couple of weeks until you see it. So I want to get some parts in, etc., so we can just crack on with it rather than being delayed. You know how it is. So anyway, thank you for viewing this, guys. Don't forget to subscribe down here if you are a casual viewer, and click on the notification button so that you are notified whenever we release any new videos. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you enjoy this content as well, because that helps the old algorithm. Other than that, we will see you on the next one. Have a good week.